sister up in San Luis Obispo. They gave her 8 charges, 5 felonies, right? Trying to threaten her and suppress her. You got white supremacists collaborating with cops in Wisconsin.
This was a very difficult week. We saw something. I saw something. I saw a man do what we've been telling each and every one of you to do, which is to take care of each other. He saw a fight, and then he intervened, and then he walked back to his car where his children waited for him. And as he casually sidestepped around the officers that were not there, as early as he was, because he was doing what we are telling you to do, he casually stepped around this officer and went to enter his car, and I saw this police officer hold this t-shirt with the ease that I hold, whatever this is. I don't know the name. But he held it with a casual ease. And it wasn't that Jake Blake was pulling. There wasn't a struggle. There was not a struggle. So much so that I didn't understand at that point that I should stop watching the video, because I've seen enough Black Death. And it was so casual. The way that that officer, who was just very easily holding his shirt, pulled out his gun and unholstered it and shot him 7 times, point blank. And I'll tell you something. It wasn't that, because they'll tell us, they'll say, well, what happened before it happened? What is it that that Black person was doing first? But I'm going to tell you what we know to be true. It wasn't the aggression, and it wasn't the rage, and it wasn't the fight, it was the impudence of a Black man that led to the attempted murder of him. It is that any Black person that is not obedient, that does not immediately fold to power, that is grounds for death, for murder. And I'll tell you how I know this to be true, because in this society, when it comes to Black people, any institution does what violence they are allowed to do. Because we know that in the educational system, that they are allowed to watch and to facilitate the brutalization of our children through SROs, through kicking our students out of class, through expulsion, through second-tier education. Whatever violence they are allowed to do, they do. We can look at the medical system, where if you are a Black woman or a Black person giving birth, you are 143% more likely to die from negligence, from a refusal to believe what you are saying. If you are a Black woman, more than any other demographic, you are more likely to die from heart failure because you are not believed. There is a war against our bodies, our minds, but the one thing that is true is that whatever violence, every societal apparatus that exists, whatever violence that they are allowed to do, they do it to the full extent. And while I want to tell you that that particular cop was some kind of monster, that would be too simple, because that would mean that this would end with the prosecution of a cop. And so I need us to know something. I too have shied away from certain truths. This idea of us versus them, because we've been told that our job is to find unity. And so we try to make small our language, and we compromise on it just in case we might be able to win someone over. And we spend a lot of time and a lot of energy doing this. But remember that we don't have to make people see the light. We only have to be the light. And I'm going to tell you this. I too, like you, have walked back. But what you saw and what we saw and what I saw is very clear. That is evil. That is evil. And we watch movies and we read books and we think, well, it's clear there. And it's okay there and it's acceptable there. If that isn't what evil is, tell me what it is. Tell me. Where have you seen it? If evil is not ripping families apart and stealing children at the border, what is evil? If evil isn't throwing people into prisons and into detention centers to disappear, what is evil? If evil isn't poisoning water and then blaming people for their predicament, what is evil then? And evil requires a performance. Evil must be dressed up. Evil requires protection. Evil requires defenders and agents of it. And we watch these things and we consume these stories and we know exactly what it looks like, but somewhere along the line when it's real life, we want to believe that something else is possible. We forget that we are the something else. Nobody else is coming for us. I want to be clear about this. There was a point in time in my life when I was 16 and I was sitting on a park bench and I was alone and I had nowhere to go, and it was the nighttime and had been, I don't know, maybe the 5th night in a row that I had been there. And I realized something, that I didn't have anyone to call, and I had nowhere to put my pain or my confusion, and I was entirely alone. And that should have been enough to make me feel defeated, but the thing that I really couldn't get over was the fact that I didn't really like myself that much either. And then if I were to disappear in that moment, right there, no one would even notice. And I had to find a way to confront this fact. We read about remarkable people, athletes, scientists, whomever, artists. We read about them and we think, those are special people. They needed someone to tell them that they were special, or they always knew. And because of that, I thought that maybe that was it for me. But something else happened. I looked at the ugly truth, the hard truth. Nobody was coming for me. And I had to let that go. The idea that somebody was going to come and pluck me out of obscurity. We have to be the ones that pluck ourselves up out of the cracks that we have been thrown into. We, the forgotten and the disregarded. We have to pluck each other out and pull each other up and be the hero that we have longed for in our lives. We are facing evil, and it is telling us what it is. So let me tell you what you are and what we are. We are the guardians of life, the guardians of light. Don't ever make yourself small, because we have been taught to walk back from the truth of our own lives. People tell us that we're crazy, that we feel too much, that we think too much, that our language is too radical, and we have walked back from our own truth. And so when the truth confronts us in the face, as a movement, we walk back from it and we say, maybe it's not as bad as we think it is. How much more are we going to take? Our leaders in office are cowards. Our people are hungry. And they are being murdered on the streets. So we have got to confront the truth of what it is that we are facing. And we've got to confront the truth of what we are. I don't know what kind of compromises you have to make to choose a uniform over life? I don't know. I don't know. And that's exactly it. That tension that you feel in your chest, that despair, that is you being called into your purpose, and it is us reminding you what you are and what we are. At any point in time, they can betray the institution that they have chosen to represent an entity of evil. They may not know that they have forfeited a part of who they are to serve a project that was built long before they arrived. Oh, they made us the slaves, but they were the servants all along. Bought and paid for. Be clear. And I know that there are some of you out there, I know, because I feel it too, the fire, and you see these other cities rising up and you say, I'm ready. But remember that that happened here, and it's been happening here, and all those cities are trying to get to where we are. They're trying to get political infrastructure. They're trying to get clear leadership. And the call and your time, that what we are training for, it is coming. And so we have to keep training and keep being clear and being able to recognize each other. Oh, I recognize your faces now. Know with certainty what we are facing. Know with certainty what you are and what we are. Because if everybody could do this work, I promise you everybody would be out on the streets right now with us. And it has never, ever been everyone on the streets that's made change. It has been a group of people just like me, and just like us, and just like you, that refuse to compromise anymore. We have looked back on generations before us. We have asked how it is that the greatest evils of their time and their generation were able to happen. And it was because there are always going to be people who choose comfort and who choose complacency. And there are going to be us, people like you, who choose courage, who choose commitment. Because remember that complacency is the death of the soul. And so, we are choosing now no longer to triage. We want transformation. No more triaging. No more making small. Want the saves. We are here, and I promise you, anyone who chooses to betray that evil is welcome in this house that we have built. Anyone who chooses to betray these institutions that have betrayed us is welcome. Our time is coming. Empires do fall. Our leaders do fail, and it's not their job to fight for defunding the police. They're always going to fail in that. That is our job. Let us be clear in what that is. We have to remove the teeth of this beast before we can confront it. Yeah. And as we do, let's make sure that we are sharpening ours. Because that is what we are doing every time we get together. Oh, iron sharpens iron here. We are preparing ourselves. And we are not going to allow ourselves to be made small ever again. Do not walk back from your truth, and do not walk back from the truth of this time. You are courageous, and you are powerful. And every day that we choose life and we choose light, we become ever brighter. And we become so strong that they were fearful that Wisconsin would inspire us. They knew that it would. There are more cops on the street now. More sheriffs than there were last week. Oh, we are mighty. Oh, we are mighty. Don't ever forget that. We are so strong that they have to tell us every day that we aren't. We have been brainwashed by a dogma. And what a thing it is. What a truly remarkable, terrifying, exhilarating thing it is to live in the fullness of your own life and the fullness in your purpose. Go home and look at yourself and remember that you are exactly what we called for. You are exactly what this moment and this time demands. The liberators of the living and the defenders of the dead. Your names and your purpose will be remembered because we have made it our mission. You have been plucked out of obscurity. Never go back into it. Never betray who you are again. What they offered us was not enough. We are not servants to a system, and our integrity cannot be bought and sold. Black Lives Matter.
Honor King and racism, honor King and racism. Silent at City Hall sessions at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock. City Hall session. We're going to take these streets. We're going to wake up Los Angeles. We're going to wake up downtown. We have to always keep boots on the ground. That is what we do. That is how we do it. That is what we do. That is how we do it. Whole street? Our streets. Hands up! Don't shoot. 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 If you can just look at yourself, people, and see how beautiful you are. And we're not talking about beauty on the inside. We're talking about the beauty that's in each and every one of us. Because we are here fearless. We are here standing up. We're just going to go on a little small detour of Los Angeles downtown, and we're going to bring you back. But we just want you to see how downtown looks if you're not from downtown. Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! We're going to let the streets know. This Friday, honor King and racism. Honor King and racism. This Friday at 4 o'clock, City Hall, people. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. Kenosha? When is enough enough? Do that in Kenosha. When is enough enough? Do that in Kenosha. When is enough enough? Do that in Kenosha. When is enough enough? Black lives matter.
This is a sister that has something that looks like a mansion, but she left her own home
That's
to
what
come down here and live unharmed to help our brothers and sisters.
To the millionaire.
What we do
She
at
left her
City
house.
Hall session
Come down here.
every Friday, we come down here to feed our brothers and sisters. We do this. So we do this to show these brothers and sisters that we don't just come here for a moment.
Right.
We don't just come here to be on the camera. We come here because we love them. When we look at them, I see some of my uncles. I see some of my sisters. I see my aunties. I see my family members. Black lives, they matter. Black lives, they matter.
I've been standing on this corner, waiting on these terrorist cops to quit killing us. How many of you guys are tired? Sick and tired. I'm sick and tired, and I'm not going to take it no more. I am a surviving victim of police brutality. I survived my victim. I had to put my hands up, and what did I say? I said, hands up! Don't shoot! 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 That's what I had to say to my terrorist cops, and they didn't shoot me. But they did beat me down in my head, my chest, and my ribs, and then they threw me down on the ground and said they're gonna break my motherfucking leg. And then they did. That's how I ended up on Skid Row. I came here in 2013 because 3 police officers beat me down in Indianapolis while I was visiting my son. They locked him up. He's still in jail. 7 years later, my son is still in jail. Guess what for? Putting a naked picture on Facebook. You remember when Facebook first came out and they said don't put no naked pictures on there? He did anyway. They gave him 27 years. They came back and said I was the mother of the rapist and decided to break my leg. I said, why are you going to break my leg? And I'm going to ask them some questions. Why would you want to break my leg? They said, I hate niggas. I hate solving nigga problems. And then they broke my motherfucking leg. My leg still hurts. I can't even put on pretty shoes. I got to wear these house shoes now, but I'm blessed to be walking today. You know, I love skating. I haven't been able to skate, but I'm blessed to be able to skate again. It's been 8 years before I could skate again. I just started walking. I was in a wheelchair for 5 years. Service in the community. I wasn't just here to service the community. I was really here to spread the word about these terrorist cops. So while I'm sewing for you or doing something for you, I'm going to tell you what these killer cops are doing to people. They've been killing us for a long time.
Yeah.
We're not going to take it no more. You guys sick and tired of these terrorist cops killing everybody? Who did he just kill the other day? Seven shots? Because they wouldn't stop? We're not going to stop for the cops no more. Who wants to stop and get killed by a cop? Nobody's going to stop for you no more. You have no respect. You're not going to kill us. We can outnumber them. We more than them. We're not going to let them keep killing us. Y'all better stand for something or fall for anything. Y'all better stand the fuck up. And I don't want to just see white people standing up. It's time for the black people to stand up for black people. Black people need to stand up. I appreciate you, all you white people that are standing up for black people, but black people need to stand up for black people. We love you, baby. Because we had a death. Somebody died in their tent over on the right over here in the corner. I don't know if you guys seen the flowers. Rick Rock. You know, Rick Rock.
Rick Rock!
Say his name.
Rick Rock!
Say his name.
Rick Rock!
Say his name.
Rick Rock!
Rest in peace, Rick Rock. We love you. I just want to say something good about Rick Rock. Because Rick Rock would praise me every day. He would say, Stephanie, you just helping everybody. And he like, Stephanie, you doing this for somebody. You doing that. And I want to change the subject sometimes. Rick Rock said again. Stephanie, you my knight in shining armor. Stephanie, you just keep helping people. And you keep helping people. One day, the block was stinking. And I didn't know what was stinking. Because, you know, sometimes I throw my shit in the trash. And I threw my shit in the trash that day. And I'm like, damn, I got some stinky shit. And I went and threw the trash can all the way down the block, and I came back and everything was still stinking.
I was there with you.
And I was like, dang,
Yeah,
something is dead around here. It smells like death. And they said, well, it's coming from that tent over there. And then I was afraid to go in. So I asked my partner, King Pharaoh, which is standing right here. He's been standing here with me too for several months. You know, King Pharaoh's in the house, y'all. You know, King Pharaoh sings the song Don't Shoot. And I want him to sing it before you guys leave. But we went to Rick Rock's tent and he was laying in there dead. He had been in there for 2 days. He had swollen up and we were thinking it wasn't him, but it looked like a muscle-bound guy. And we're like, that's not Rick Rock. But it was Rick Rock. We call him Rick Rock and I call him Uncle, and I miss you, Uncle. You rest in peace. You know, we're gonna make sure we finish what you came out here to start. Because he came also to help us stop these terrorist cops. I'm on this corner every day, 24/7. I don't leave, but I haven't seen my family in 8 years. I haven't seen my kids, my mother, my grandkids. I don't know what they look like growing up. I just said I'm gonna stay on this corner until justice is done. Because we can't stop. We really can't stop now. There's no stopping. We gotta keep on going, because before we would stop. And then they do it again, and then we have to start all over again. But this time, we're not gonna stop. We gotta keep on going. And we're gonna keep telling them cops not to kill us. Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Put your hands up! Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Hands up!
Don't shoot!
This is Miss Stephanie Style. I'm live here at the corner of 5th and San Pedro. Please follow me. I go live stream every day. I chase cops. I got sticks. I chase them down the street. I talk about their mama. I talk about their dad. I talk about their kids. I talk about their grandmama that died. I hope that bitch come back and die again. This is Miss Stephanie Style, y'all.
When you give up your own home and come out here and suffer the hot heat, not showering, and doing, anybody see the bird showers? Come on now, I'm not the only one that uses wet
I see a bird.
Anybody seen a bird bath? You know how a bird get in water and it's taking a shower, it's cleaning itself. With our brothers and sisters do exactly that. They take bird baths. But the majority of them, if not all of them, have showers, have houses they can go to. So there's no greater sacrifice than what they're doing. And that's the important factor of it all. When you are in a revolution, when you are trying to make a change, when you are trying to make a difference, you sacrifice. When we go through college, when we go through university, our teachers and our professors ask us to sacrifice. And that's the same thing my teachers told me. When I began to study politics, when I began to study certain things, they said you have to deny yourself. You have to deny yourself. The ultimate sacrifice of anyone is the sacrifice of him or herself, of your life. It's a lot of things that I like, but I can't do. Why? Because it's for the betterment of the whole. And that's what these brothers and sisters are doing. They're sacrificing. They're sacrificing. Have everything that you have